Well, let's get into it. Yep, yet again, taking you on another journey is your boy Carcino. And thank you for all of you guys who have donated to the page. I appreciate it, and we will be getting around to trying to appease some of the suggestions. Some of the suggestions I've covered years ago. But the other suggestions, some are very good ideas. And I will get into that a little bit later on. Now, let's get into the situation here with the Geto Boys. Ghetto Boys. Call me, call me, yeah. Call me the gangster love. Wow, 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 wow. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Wow, wow, wow. Call me, yeah. Call me the gangster love. Now, people want to know why this tour didn't work. In case you didn't know, I already covered why they split up the first time. Now, I've already did that video like 4 years ago. Yep, 4 years ago. Why? Because I love the Ghetto Boys. Grip it on that other level. So, anyhow, the Ghetto Boys, in case you guys didn't watch the video 4 years ago, this group is always was evolving. The Ghetto Boys was some J Prince, Beto, all those guys they put together, man. Mike Dean, the entire clique. They put together 3 solo acts, knew that they were dope, and made it work. Bushwick Bill was by far the wildest one. Willie D was the opinionated one. And Scarface was just mentally manic depressing. But he's the whatever, man. I just don't give a you know what. And you put them three together, and it worked. And they were like in a cohesive unit. You would never see a situation in which this probably would end. And because the majority of the general public was not informed a lot about the Ghetto Boys, because New York really wasn't giving them the shout out. Only people that was in the Midwest, like Chicago, for instance, we were the ones that was more connected to the Ghetto Boys than New York. Once my mind's playing tricks on me, then New York said, "Oh, okay, hey, Ghetto Boys, yeah, I heard your song, mind playing tricks." That was the only time somebody was checking for them, and it opened all those doors up for them. But the South is where they made they call it. So you got Scarface, Bushwick, Willie D. Now I'm not gonna go over the why they split up the first time. I'm gonna tell you why they split up and couldn't get back together. And when they tried to do this thing here, this final stuff that was going on. Now, before Bill was, they came out with the diagnosis of Bill being sick. Um, Most of these guys here was like, you know what, I can't do this. It was probably a year before Bill was like people knew he was sick. They were talking about bringing the Geto Boys back because you start seeing all these acts come back and get money. And they was like, man, guys are getting back together and getting that money. And Scarface, he had been on tour. He was doing the same shows and doing the Guess Who's Back and doing his tour and doing his shows, so he was getting money. They wasn't reporting it, but like he wasn't being written about. But Scarface is getting his money. Willie D at the time was getting into the political social media game where he's talking about all these different issues. So he was finding his niche. Hold on one second, people. People want to call me right now. Got nothing to say to you. Got nothing to say to you, people. Talk to no bill collector this early. Pay your monkey when I feel like. Now, y'all make a donation to the Cash App. Carcino's the name. So I could pay that bill collector that just rung my phone and interrupted this video. You want those interruptions to stop? You make a donation to the Cash App. So, Willie D, right? Willie come spin around with his usual bravado, and he's talking about all social issues that's going on that's happening in America, mostly the black folks. It's time, black people. We got to come together, put our money together in a black bank. There's some brothers down here in Houston, Texas, that's talking about putting all our money together, and I don't know why we don't follow. See, black need to be taking care and looking out for black owned, so we can have our own thing and stop giving these people our money. So Willie was doing that. And Face was, man, I'm just doing what I do for the people, man. I'm making my ways. I'm doing my tours. Ain't nobody messing with Face. Nah. Hey, some other opportunities open up, then I might take it, but I'm getting paid doing my shows. And Bill, well, Bill was just out there. He was a circus, working in the circus. He was doing all kind of different things and trying to stay, abreast of what was going on. Now, Willie D and Bill never saw eye to eye. Them two disliked each other so much, it was crazy. Now, when Bill and Willie D and Face was talking about getting together, Scarface used to live with Bushwick. So he saw a lot of his crazy antics. He saw Bill jump out of windows. He saw Bushwick Bill do a bunch of crazy stuff when they were living together that we won't even get into. But Bushwick Bill was wild. And one time, some dude tried to sell Bushwick Bill crack, and Bushwick Bill beat the crap out of him. He's like, "You want to sell me crack, man? I see you ain't hip to what's happening. Do I look like a crackhead to you? Huh? Just because I'm missing an eye? You think you can disrespect me? You think you can come to me and try to sell me crack? Huh? Is that what you think? Come in, man. Let me talk to you. Bip! Bill jumps up, punch him and grab him by the shirt, pull himself up, poof, punch him in the face, and start beating on the guy. Yeah. So, and matter of fact, I think this is on his record because it was the first time in history a drug dealer went to jail and filed a police report and told on himself. I was trying to sell him some drugs and he bit me, man, and punched me in the face. Now I'm suing him. I've never seen that in the history of mankind. But that story is evident. It's legendary now. It is out there in the world. So anyway, with all of this said and done, they were talking about doing this tour this year prior. They was talking about being coming out, let's get together, do these shows, people with the money coming around like, look, we put together some Geto Boy shows. As the Geto Boys, you only do this many cities. I know you don't like it, and if it pops, we could put you on with this show here and do another tour. The return of the Geto Boys, and Willie was like, "Well, I'm in it. If Face want to do it, then I'm down. But I can't have a dressing room with Bill. I can't be in the same vicinity as Bill. The only time I want to see Bill is doing a photo op or when we on stage. When we walk off that stage, I don't want to see him." And they were like, no problem, right? Then it came down to the money, who was getting what. And from what we was told, Face had some court issues that he had to deal with or something, where he had to pay a debt to society over some issues about child support or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I didn't pry. But that was the reason. It wasn't about money. Bill felt he wasn't getting what he felt was a fair share. And the rumor has it, and word around the campfire, was that Willie D felt Bill shouldn't receive a even split with him and Face. And that was the talk. But a lot of people said it had a lot to do with Face and his court issues and what was going on with this thing he was doing with the system at the time. I have no idea. I can just give you what they gave me so I can give it back to you. Now, here it is again. It is resurfaced. Bill is sick. And now the tour was coming back around. Like they were going to do it. And the person that was really into doing it was Scarface. So when all of these things was going down, you had a different type of situation going on. You had Bill was ill. Willie D was once again he was down to do it, but it had to make sense, and they were gonna do it for the cancer of and everything else, and they argued over the name him and Willie D over he wanted to name the tour F Cancer and making it more about him, and Willie D wanted to make it about cancer in general, like all people who got cancer. And Face just didn't care at all what they named it to or what just in his mindset Willie D wants to do it because one, it's a good opportunity to get some good money, and two, let's do it the right way. Let's do it this way. Let's. I don't want to deal with no foolishness. I don't like Bill, but I do it if Face is in it, and I definitely don't like the name of the tour. F Cancer. I don't want to name no tour that. So Bill is looking at it. I'm gonna beat this cancer, and I'm just gonna be my resurgent. I'm coming back. It's all about Bill. Face is looking like this is the last time people gonna see the Geto Boys. Let's give them the Geto Boys for the last time. There's some people that never seen Geto Boys before in their life perform. Let's give them a sample of what the Geto Boys show was and what we actually did on stage. A lot of people didn't know that. So Face is looking at it like whatever. I just want to, let's do that. Let's get together and do this last show. Last time people see the Geto Boys. Because that's what it was going to be. That's all it was let's see this once again, one last time, so that the people would know. And it didn't happen. Then Bill got beyond sick to do the tour and do the show that he was going to do and perform at this concert, and that was it. It was done. No more Geto Boys. And as hard as it was for people to accept, it was even harder for the people that knew him and the people that knew of the Geto Boys to accept this. So that's why the tour did not come together. Now, like I said before, you click one of the 4 videos up there, you will see why the Geto Boys split. You'll see 3 more videos on the side. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button, and hopefully you will get your notification. I'm out.